I am filming multiple videos today, and I'm in something of a Billy Joel mood. May seem like kind of an odd background soundtrack for videos like this, but I'm just in that kind of mood today. Here's the Half-Face Blades SHPOS Gen 3. I believe it's Gen 3. I have a fixed version of the SHPOS that unfortunately I cannot find right now. I really wish that I had it to do a comparison. But I've made a video about it in the past, and it's a full tang S35VN fixed blade with paracord wrapped around the handle. I understand there was a later version of the fixed blade SHPOS that had kind of G10, I guess. It was like screwed down on top. So I don't think they're counting that as a generation. There was, I think what they call the Gen 2 is the prior folding knife version of the SHPOS. And that was a frame lock, not a button lock. And I don't recall if it had a flipper. I would have to go and check. I've never owned it. But this is what they're calling the Gen 3. And this is, I mean, it's an expensive knife, guys. I mean, go look on the website. I mean, I really hope that I get a lot of use out of this thing, given what it costs. But I guess we'll see. The specs on this thing, I will post down here below. But, you know, if you don't know a lot about this knife, it's like a semi-custom knife maker, and they use premium materials. And they are not afraid to use premium materials, and they are not afraid to price their knives accordingly. This blade is S45VN. And this, you'll notice at the handle, these are not scales. And there's no standoffs. This is milled titanium. This is milled out of a solid block of titanium. And all of this is, you know, I assume hand done. So this is the materials and the time and effort that it takes to make this kind of a knife is really up there. So I'm not surprised that they charge what they charge. It's just, I told myself I would stop buying knives like this. I guess this company I really, really like. I have 3 of their products, 4 actually, because I actually have two Gen 1 fixed blade SHPOSes. And I have the Hunter Skinner, which I actually already recorded a video about once, and I'm going to do another one because I had Electric Ladyland playing in the background of that, and YouTube stopped the video from being published because of the copyright on that. Hopefully no one F's me over these videos, but I guess we'll see. I should probably upload one before I continue filming new ones so that I'll know if I'm going to be blocked, whatever. I'm going to keep doing this one for now. So this is a button lock. That's all the rage right now. It's got thumb studs, it's got a flipper tab, and it's got a button lock. What more could you ask for? I could ask for a few more things, actually. I could ask for a stronger detent. I think it's a little bit weak. The thumb studs are at a really good spot that you could get just the right angle and flick it real good, real affirmative. I think the detent is a little bit weak for the flipper. Now, to be fair, they say on the website, this knife has a break-in period, and I personally have not reached that break-in period yet. I'll probably have to do a follow-up on this. But personally, I think from the factory that detent is a little weak. Maybe I have to oil it, I don't know. I doubt that would help with the detent strength though. What it should help with is the drop. I'm holding down this button right now, guys, holding it down, and it's not dropping. I really have to jiggle it, as opposed to the cormorant for the video that I just filmed. That drops straight down from the factory. Why can't the half-face blades at 3 times the price do that? Here's another thing that I noticed. Here's the pivot pin. On the reverse side, this pivot pin actually rotates with the blade as it closes. And I realize that because, you know, I'm shaking this knife right now. I'm holding down the, watch this. I will hold down the button and show you how it does not close. I'm holding it down, shaking it. Why won't this knife close? Because I'm keeping my finger on the back of the pivot pin here. And the knife is spinning with this side of the pivot pin. It's not gliding along the bearings inside or the washers inside. I'm pretty sure they're bearings. So this is a pretty natural place for the user to put their finger when they're trying to close it. You know, you get your fingers out of the way, you go like this. Naturally, your right index finger kind of just lands on this place, and if it does, the blade isn't going to close because the blade's travel is now inhibited by your putting pressure on this pivot pin, and that does not allow it to rotate. Versus if I put my finger down here, it's still not drop shutty, but if I shake it, it drops. So, okay, one thing. I get that they're saying it has a break-in period, fine. Hopefully, after some more use, it'll be more drop shutty. But I don't know, something's wrong with that pivot pin. That doesn't sit right. There's got to be something. Maybe I shouldn't have to take this thing apart. In fact, I should probably look at the warranty to see if that even voids the warranty. At least they don't do what Microtech does and put proprietary heads on their fasteners. This is just Torx. Yeah, it's just Torx. I could do it, but I don't know, man. I'm surprised. I'm really surprised at that. I would expect that they test fire these things, you know, more than batch testing. I would kind of hope that they test fire and drop every single one. You know, maybe they probably won't test cut with it because that could mess up the finish. But I would expect that there's somebody at that factory going, wait a second, why won't this thing close? I guess I'm going to have to adjust this. I don't want to have to send it back. It doesn't seem worth it. I'll try to adjust it. Check out the tip. I already scratched up the finish. That's not Half-Face Blade's fault. That's my fault. I was cutting aluminum with it. I knew that I don't want to return this knife. I don't even know if they accept returns. I might try to sell it one day. And that scratch, yeah, that ruins the value. I probably shouldn't have done that. But guys, you cut an aluminum can with any knife that has a powder finish like this on it, it's going to scratch it. So this is user error, or not even error. This is just common use, I suppose. It probably dipped the resale value on this thing, unfortunately. But I don't think I'll sell it. If this thing becomes drop shutty, I don't think that I'll sell it. Had to flip the record. But yeah, I do really, really like the ergonomics of it. There's a reason that I own 2 fixed blade SHPOSes and now this one. It's just, I'm really happy with the way this knife feels, with the way it performs. It's very sharp. I love the blade geometry. By the way, this is not chisel ground as the fixed blade ones are. But look at the kind of swedge there. That's a nice touch. It's just very nicely made, very nicely finished. I just wish it was a little slicker from the factory. The fact that the Cormorant is this slick from the factory without any adjustments, without any complaints, I have to say, guys, I'm a little disappointed on this thing. I will post a follow-up, maybe just a short video in 6 months, maybe just like a 1-minute video as an update. But yeah, for now, I would say I can't recommend this yet. I will follow up on that. Thanks.